Hello everyone, in this video we are going to look at the usage of to have. So when to use have and has. If you are confused with the usage of these two words, you must keep watching this video until the end. So before I start this concept, let me tell you the meaning of have and has is the same. There is no even slight difference between their meanings. So let's begin. Have and has. So in what situation we use these two words? So we use these two words in order to talk about possession, or you can say ownership, illness and problems, etc. So these two words are also used in present perfect tense. So just let me write it on the board. Possession, ownership, possession or ownership, illness and problems, etc. Okay, so these two words are also used in present perfect tense, like I told you. Well, so in these situations we use have and has. So whenever we want to talk about possession or ownership, illness and problems, you use these words. Now let's look at them one by one. So possession. So when we talk about possession or ownership, so we use have. How? So this is a pen, right? And if I want to talk about the ownership of this pen, so I can say I have a pen. So have. So when we say have, it means I possess a pen or I own a pen. So this is how we use have or has in order to talk about the ownership. Now let's talk about illness. If you are suffering from any disease and you want to tell it to someone, so you can say like I have a cold, I have a cold. So you say have. So whenever you want to talk about illness or diseases, you use have and has. Then the last one, problems. So whenever you want to talk about your problems, so you can say have and has. You can use have and has. How? I have a problem to talk to him. She has a problem to go there. So this is how you use. Now let's come to this side. We use these two words in present perfect tense. So in this video we are not going to cover this tense, but I will just give you overview about it. So we use these two words in present perfect tense as helping verbs. Okay, so I will write it here. Helping verbs. Okay, now what does it mean? Just like let me write a sentence. He has gone outside. Well, so when you say he has gone outside, has is used as a helping verb because the main verb in this sentence is gone. So has is a helping verb. So this is how it is used. But the question is, when we use have and when we use has, there is confusion, right? Well, I will tell you. So when there is a singular subject in a sentence, you use has, and if there is a plural subject in the sentence, then you use have. Well, so there are too many singular subjects and plural subjects. Probably you may know them. Still, I will write them on the board. Well, I have written some plural subjects first and then we have singular subjects. So for subjects like I, we, you, they and any plural noun, we use have. Then you must be wondering, I is not a plural subject, still we use have. Yes, you are right. But I is an exception, which is why we always use have for the word I. Then you can be used in either way, for one person or more than one person. If you are talking about one person, still you will use have. And then there are some other plural subjects, plural noun. So whenever you are talking about any plural noun, you use have. Okay. Next, he, she, it and any singular noun. For such subjects we always use has because these are singular subjects. So this is how the usage of have and has is all about. So we'll have a look at some examples using have and has in our next slide. So this is a very basic part of English grammar to have concept. And if you are at intermediate level, then you must think that these are very basic sentences. So yes, you are right. So here we go. The very first sentence we have is she blank space a red car. Now the very first thing we need to notice in this sentence is the subject, whether it is singular or plural. The subject is singular, right? If it is singular, then what I need to use? Have or has? I will use has. Why? Because the subject is singular. It is just like the rule, like I told you. Singular subject, use has. Plural subject, use have. So this is how it is. Let's move on. They blank space a big house. They. Now just observe the subject, whether it is singular or plural. The subject is plural. If it is plural, then we use have and not has. So they have a big house. Looks good. Move on. He blank space done a good job. So this is present perfect tense. So he blank space done a good job. He. How is the subject? Singular or plural? Obviously it is plural. We are talking about one person. Then we have to use has. Right? Let's move on to the next one. It blank space some limitations. It. We are talking about singular neuter gender. Plural or singular? Obviously it is singular. We have to use has and not have because the subject is singular. Next one we have is you blank space a good opportunity. You. So when we talk about you, whether you talk about one person or more than one person, still you will have to use have. You blanks, you have a good opportunity. Sounds good. And the last one we have is Lucy blank space some problems to work with him. Lucy is one person, right? One female person or whomsoever it is. Gender is not the matter, but we are talking about one person. So Lucy is one person, which is why we can use has and not have. So Lucy has some problems to work with him. Correct. So this is how the usage of have and has is. So hope you get this lesson. I will see you in my next lesson with another English topic. We'll see you.